So about a month ago, I have made a video about the best Riven runes and all of that stuff that you have to go for when being in a specific matchup. However, within the last couple of weeks, I have been playing on my Master Tier Smurf account and I found a new Riven setup which I have pretty much been using in every single game. The results have been pretty good so far. I have been winning plenty of games and also losing some games, but in general, this Riven setup feels really good. This Riven setup is very similar to the P9 Riven build as well as the runes. However, I made some adjustments that makes this even feel better. But before we continue with the video, I have a little announcement for the people that don't know. So if you are looking to get better at League, or you are looking to get better with Riven in specific and you are looking for a nice stream, I am a high elo Riven main and I always try to help people get better at this game. So if you got any questions or anything like that, or you want to be on a stream to try and learn and improve, make sure you comment, go and check me out. Now with that all being said, let's actually continue with the video. So for the runes, you always want to go and take Conqueror. No matter which matchup you are going to play against, whether it's a tank or a champion like Cannon or ranged or whatever you play against, you always want to take Conqueror because Conqueror is one of the best runes to go in the game right now. Even after all of those Conqueror nerfs, Conqueror is still way too overpowered of a rune for Riven. The thing that makes Conqueror so overpowered is that Riven can proc the Conqueror so easily with a double cast or a full combo. It's actually crazy. So regardless of the matchup that you are in, you always want to go and take Conqueror. On the secondary tree, you always want to go and take Inspiration with the free boots and the 5% CDR. The free boots is going to help you get your items a lot faster within the early game. Also, the 5% CDR, it kind of speaks for itself because you're going to start off with an extra 5% and you're also going to be more mobile, which means more shielding and all of that stuff. The same thing for the Conqueror applies for the Inspiration on the secondary tree as well. No matter which matchup that you are in, you always want to go and take the free boots with the 5% CDR. The runes that we got so far looks exactly the same like the P9 runes, however the bonus stats is where it gets different. Within the bonus stats, P9 always goes and takes the CDR scaling with 1 into adaptive force and then 1 into health scaling or armor. This allows him to buy the Ninja Tabes or the Merc so he can be a little bit more tanky towards the mid and the late game. However, in my case, I always go and take 2 into adaptive force and then 1 into health scaling or armor depending on what you need. So when taking this rune page in an actual game, you're already gonna have an head advantage because you will already get the free boots, which means that you can put that gold into another item and get the item sooner. But this is not only where it ends. We did not actually take the CDR scaling, we've actually gone and took 2 points into the adaptive force, which means that we have more damage in the early game. We are now being forced to buy the lucidity boots, which means no Ninja Tabes or no Mercs, but this is actually greater than ever because the lucidity boot is also cheaper than the Ninja Tabes or the Mercs, which means that you can get your items even faster. So the whole idea with this Riven setup is to be as gold efficient as you possibly can, which means that we are not being done yet. You can actually go into a game and you can start off the game with a longsword within a refillable potion. This means that you're going to have a little bit of a weaker level 1 to level 4 because you're going to have less potions for the actual laning phase. But that is no problem as long as you do what needs to be done. So basically what you want to be doing is you want to keep on playing safe, you want to get as much CS as you possibly can, and you want to make sure you get that Warhammer when you get back to lane. After you come back to lane with a Warhammer and the refillable potion back up, you should be around level 5 or maybe 6 right now, and this is the point where you actually start to try and win your laning phase. Let's break down what we have got so far. So we are getting the free boots, which means that we are already getting an head advantage. We are also forcing ourselves to buy the lucidity boots, which is the cheapest boost that you can go for. We are starting off with a refillable potion at level 1, which means even more gold efficient. And this is not just only where it's about to end, we are going to make it even better. As for the first item that you are going to buy, you're actually going to take the Ghost Blade. Ghostblade is one of the best items that you can start off with. It has one of the greatest build paths in the entire game. The item is super gold efficient. It's about 2,900 gold. The best thing out of all is, even though that this item is not really worth that much gold, you can actually get so much AD and so much lethality from this item. You get that very early power spike which you can abuse so you can actually win the laning phase. If the enemy jungler goes and gank you, you can simply use the Ghostblade to run away. If you are trying to chase down somebody, you can also use your Ghostblade and you can chase them down. This is what makes the item the perfect item to buy as the first item. Once again, this is not just only where it's about to end. We're gonna make this build and setup even better. So after buying the Ghostblade and the Lucidity boots to be as cheap as possible, then you wanna go and get Black Cleaver. The Black Cleaver is very gold efficient as well, especially for all the things that it gives. The Black Cleaver is just about enough to get the 45% CDR, which is very important, and this item also helps you shred through all the tanks. But you actually thought that we are being done yet? Of course we are not being done. We are gonna make this build and setup even better. As for the third item that you are going for, you wanna get that Guardian's Angel. This item is only about 2,800 gold, which means even more gold efficient. I don't really think I need to explain that much about the Guardian's Angel. I think the item already speaks for itself. It's giving just about a little bit for AD, it's helping you a little bit with your armor, and it's perfect for team fighting. After buying your Guardian's Angel, you want to have a little bit of lifesteal because you're going around the mid to the late game by now if you haven't finished the game yet. As for the fourth item, you want to either get the Last Whisper if you are playing against a bunch of tanks. It's very situational. However, if you don't really need that Last Whisper because you don't really play against tanks at all, you can actually go and take Hydra. People have been questioning me if Hydra is still worth to buy, because in most of the games that people play nowadays, people are most likely going for Death's Dance. The truth is that Death's Dance and Hydra are two completely different items. Death's Dance is a very good item in general, but Hydra is also very good. The thing that makes Hydra so good in general is that if you combine this item with a Flash Engage as Riven, you can just about double the damage that you just did in a team fight. Also, Hydra is just about the perfect item to buy for your combos. This is why you cannot really compare Death's Dance as an item to the Hydra, because they are completely different and they both have completely different purposes. Now, as for the final two items to buy within this Riven setup, it's completely situational to the game. I cannot really tell you without seeing a game. Also, for at least the games that I play myself, I never really get into the stage where I get the full item build, because most of the games that I play are always being end up within like 20 to 30 minutes, so they don't really last that long. However, if you are playing games in silver or gold where the games are taking about 40 minutes, if you really don't know which items to go for, one of the good items that you can go for within the late game is a Starix Gauge. This is the perfect item to buy if you are playing against team comps where you can get one shot very fast. Also, it's a very good item if you are missing out a little bit on tankiness and you want to get a bit more tanky. And it also helps you out doing a little bit more damage. If the enemy team has a lot of stuns or a lot of tanks with stuns, you can also go and take the QSS. However, one thing I want to say about QSS though is, if you are somebody that always forgets to activate his items or to use his items, don't actually go and buy QSS, because obviously that's just going to be a waste of gold. Also, if you are not very good at timing your QSS when you're about to be stunned, don't actually go and buy this item. You just want to go and buy tanky items instead. I have seen it like a bunch of times myself. I have actually gone and coached a lot of people which were silver or platinum or gold, and I've actually had to go and see it happen a lot of times where people actually forget to use their QSS, or they don't really understand how to use their QSS or how to time it properly. So at the end of the day, that was just a complete waste of buying that item, and I had to go and watch that. Anyway, this was it for the video. This was my Riven setup, and hopefully this setup will also work out for you. If you got any questions regarding this setup, you can actually go to my stream and ask me live, or you can go and ask it down in the comments right below, and I'm gonna try to help you out. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Once again, if you are looking for a high elo Riven Riven Main, make sure you check out my stream. Also, if you are looking for a nice and friendly Discord community full of Riven Mains and full of nice people, make sure you come around my Discord server. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video, man. Peace.